welcome to our demo of the electronic permit to work of SAP. My name is James Manansua, and I am an SAP ePTW expert from Vesta Partners. Today I'm going to show you a demo of the planning phase of the permit to work in SAP. So what will be the content of the demo of today? We're gonna use an example of process steps where we're gonna take the role of the maintenance planner first to request a permit to work for a maintenance order. Then we're gonna get the role of the area authority who is going to review that permit to work and prepare the clearance in there. And then we're going to take the role of the mechanical isolating authority who is going to prepare the isolation document for that permit to work by using an approved isolation template to create the isolation document. And then we're going to take the role of the health and safety and environment function who is going to check the permit to work. And during the approval meeting, the HSC function is going to approve that permit to work so that the permit document will be automatically printed by the system. So during this demo, we're gonna use the ePTW safety cockpit to run through the different steps of the process. So here you can see the complete picture of the example of process flow, but today we're going to focus only on the content of this box here, which is the planning phase of that permit to work. So we're going to start from the creation of permit by the maintenance planner, the review by the area authority, the preparation of isolation by the isolating authority, and the approval from the HSC function. So for the live demo in SAP, I'm gonna take first the role of the maintenance planner, and I'm gonna create a permit to work for my work order. So now I jump to SAP. There I can see the 4 roles here, 4 users with 4 roles. And then now I am the maintenance planner, and I'm gonna use the functional location structure to get the asset hierarchy. And from there I said I'm working in refinery 1, and I want to have all the activities that is awaiting for my actions. So here there are 6 work orders awaiting for my action. So I run the report, and then I get the list of work orders. So this is the demo work order we're gonna use today, and you can see here that there is no link to a permit to that work order. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a permit for this work order. Here you can see this icon. Okay, so that means there is no permit yet connected to this order. So I'm gonna create the permit. This is a cold work permit. And then here I'm gonna give the clear description of the scope of work. So I said that I need training This is the equipment to be worked on, and for this work I'm gonna say here I need a mechanical cold tool. Okay, so now this is my request of permit. I'm happy with the content, and now I'm gonna save it and close the pop-up. So we can see here that I can see directly from the work order the traffic light of the permit and the number of the permit, and I can see also in the Kik info the system status and the user status. So here the tricolor of the permit, with the tricolor I can directly identify on which stage is my permit. So now I save it, and when I come back to the list I can see now that I have a permit linked to my work order there, and then when I refresh, the work order is now removed from the list because there is no action anymore for that work order. So when I come back now, I see that one action has been removed from the number 6 there. So now we have 5 remaining actions. So now what is the next step? So the next step is now I'm gonna take now the role of area authority, and the area authority is going to review the PTW and prepare the clearance in that PTW. So now let's go here and then come to SAP. So here this is the area authority. So for the area authority, the cockpit is already opened, so I just have to refresh activities so to get the last data, and then I can see that there is one permit there awaiting for an action from the area authority. So I'm just double clicking here to get the report, and then I can see there the work orders. So the work orders is from, this is the work orders, and from that side we have the information from the permit. So I can see from here that the work order is from the 24th. Okay, now I'm gonna get into the work order. Okay, I'm gonna get into the permit, sorry, and then I'm checking the dates. So this is for the 24th. So I set my permit to 24. So this is from 9 to 6 o'clock. And then I look on the scope of work, on the equipment to be worked on, and from that I know the place, I know the equipment. This is my area, and from that I'm starting by identifying the hazard. Okay, so pressure, liquid, gas, and then I come to the clearance. Now we need the mechanical isolation, so we need the lockout and the dugout, and we need to close the valve, inlet valve and outlet valve. So let's go to the safety precautions now, and personal protective equipment. So from here we need to put a cordon on the area, and I know that that place is not so bright, so we need some illumination. And then here Also, we need to drain free of liquid, and then finally here the working party must have those personal protective equipments. So now I am happy with the content of the permit. Everything is fine now. So I'm gonna set it to prepared. That means I'm gonna froze all the data now. So you can see everywhere there everything is frozen, and I give my signature. I have done the review of this permit. So this is the last step. Okay, so I don't see it anymore in my list, and when I come back to the cockpit, the menu is refreshed, so there is nothing anymore to review. So what is the next step now is this one. So I'm gonna take now the role of the mechanical isolating authority, and I'm gonna prepare the isolation for that permit. So here I'm gonna select the user. So now I am the mechanical isolating authority. So first of all, I refresh the safety cockpit, and from there I can see that there is one permit that is awaiting action from my side. So I'm gonna run it, and then I get it now. Okay, so this is the permit that need my action. So here I can see that it does need a mechanical isolation. So this has been already filled up by the area authority, which is correct. So what I should do now is just to assign an isolation document to this permit. So here I'm gonna use a template because I know this equipment. So I'm gonna take the usage isolation certificate, and then I'm gonna select. So here in the selection criteria we have the filter one. Okay, so I'm just gonna select what are the isolation template for the filter one. Okay, and then here if I have some dupes, I can switch to see all the items, and now here I know that I have created this, I have prepared this, so I'm gonna reuse it. This is an approved isolation template, which is the one that will cover the isolation for that permit to work. So I select it, and then I apply it. So now I've got now my isolation document with all the isolation points in there, and with the isolation condition. So when I'm happy with the content of my isolation document, I set it to prepared, so everything is frozen, and I give my approval. Now mechanical isolation prepared, so I give my signature, and then I save. So now it's done, and it disappears from my list. So when I'm back in the safety cockpit, now I see that there is no thing awaiting for me anymore. So what is now the next step is the review of the permit work by the HSE function, and the approval meeting take place also at the step where the HAC function will issue the final approval to the permit to indicate the end of the planning phase. So now I'm going to go to SAP and I'm going to select the HAC function, and then from here I refresh activities, and I can see here that there are 2 permits awaiting for my action. So now I'm taking the role of the health and safety and environment function. So I'm just run the safety cockpit. So I get my 2 permit. So this is the replacement of filter number 1. So I get in there, and now I check the content of a permit, and especially the hazards and the clearance, and then I go to the precautions. So here the precautions is opened for me for modification, because that is my job as a health and safety and environment function. So I check the content here, and then I see, okay, they need to put a warning sign. Okay, so that is the only thing which is missing there. And then here I am happy with the content, and I give my approval. So here you can see that the status of the permit is only prepared. Now I'm gonna save my permit. So you can see that the processed line is now disappearing from the list, and then I can now come back to the initial screen. So here 1 left now. So we reach now the end of this planning phase, and let's do one more thing. Let's run the operational report. So let's do that for the maintenance planner. Okay, so now I am a maintenance planner. I come back again because I am the requester of that permit, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to the operational report. So I guess I can see from there that there are 2 outstanding permits. So I can see from here this is my replacement of filter. I saw here that this status PWP means work permit printed, and I see also here that the traffic light is now yellow. That means the planning phase of my permit request is now reached. So then we finish the planning phase of the permit to work. So that is the content of our short demo of today. I hope everyone had a clear view of what is the planning of the permit to work. If you need more information, or if you want to a dedicated demo, feel free to reach the contact shown in this slide. depending on the region of your company. Thanks to all for your attendance, and I hope to see you again on the next upcoming demo of the SAP electronic permit to work from Vesta. Bye.